to Progress PTT, which is Pilates, Therapies and Training. I'd like to welcome Hayley today and say thank you that Hayley's kindly agreed to participate with me today so that we can demonstrate how at Progress Clinic and Studios we use biomechanical movement in order to strengthen muscles that are causing misalignment that are weak. Okay, so this is individual posture and mechanics. So what I'm going to do is do an assessment on Hayley to show you what her current issues are. So Hayley's going to step forward for me. She's going to soften her knees so she's not doctor. She's going to try and relax. We're going to look at Hayley's pelvis. So I've got my hands on top of her pelvis, but I'm going to put my hands onto the ASIS bones. Okay. And that's the anterior, superior iliac spine. But you can see that the right one is currently higher than the left. Okay, so that confirms that currently Hayley has a mutated pelvis. Now that has issues in every joint throughout the body. So for the purpose of today, I'm not going to go into great detail about the anatomy, physiology and the joints we're working on and the muscles we're trying to strengthen. We're just going to do the exercises and then we're going to reassess it afterwards and see where we are and if there's any improvement. So I'm going to ask Hayley to go very carefully down to the floor safely and onto the mat. And then she's going to go onto her back for me and I'm going to join her. So down she's going to go and put a little block under Hayley's neck to help her. And I'm going to ask that she gets into proper supine so the feet aren't too far away and not making her arch. And she's going to turn her feet, heels out, toes out so she's hip width apart. I'm going to put a folded towel under Hayley's left buttock. And that's there because we've just said that it has a domino effect what's happening here on the whole of the body. And currently the ribs are now out of alignment. So I can't work with her in this position and do what I need to do if I leave that unchecked. So the towel is not for the pelvis, it is actually to realign her rib cage for me. So I'm going to pop that under the left buttock cheek and then Hayley's going to push it under for me best she can. Is it there, Hayley? Yeah, okay. And so it's there. Okay. So, hands on your pelvis for me, Hayley. And we're just going to release with a little bit of the pelvic tilt. Okay. This position is supine position as we would know it. So we're going to lengthen our collarbone, nod the chin, release, so there's no tension in the neck. We're going to make sure all the weight is on the sacrum and we're not pushing through the feet. Recruiting our centre, 20-30, and just closing the ribs gently, so there's no arching through this back. And she's even on both sides of the pelvis. Have to be careful that Hayley doesn't lift off that left side. Just be aware of that, Hayley, that left side is weak and it will try to lift off more easily than the right. So light touch with the feet. Now we don't want to thrust, we don't want the pelvis to move, but we're going to recruit our abdominals 20-30, keeping the ribs closed and this collarbone lengthened, there's no tension. We're going to draw the pubic bone forward a tiny bit, but we're not going to let the pelvis move. We're going to try and lengthen the tailbone away. Pelvis doesn't move, we're just lengthening through the spine and recruiting our abdominals, our lower, which are weak. And now I'm going to ask Hayley, keeping hold of the pubic bone, lengthening the tailbone away, to drop the hip bones down and backwards. And then I'm just going to ask her to come back into her start position. Okay. So no tension in the neck. Can you repeat that again for me, Hayley? And we want to do that about 5 times. No tension through the neck. I'm just going to pop another block under Hayley. I can see a little bit of tension coming through that neck already. Okay, and again. Keeping the collarbone lengthened. Your Essentially, to start with initially, there's no movement of the pelvis at all, you're in neutral. Pubic bone, lengthen the tailbone away, no movement. Then we drop the hip bones down, and then we bring it back. And I want you to focus, Hayley, as you do this, that you are working on that left side. You can feel the contact of the towel. Nice and slow with it. And we want to do this about 5 times, a minimum of. And then we're bringing it back, no arching. Lovely job. Okay, great. And now I'm going to ask Hayley to keep her knees hip width apart, and we're going to go into a knee opening. Okay, so when you're ready, I'm going to ask you to the left one only. We're going to do that again several times, and I want you to stay even on the sacrum. It won't be a problem because this side will stay down. But okay, 20, 30, pubic bone a tiny bit because I know you're a little bit lord or turn, lengthen the tailbone away, pelvis doesn't move, and then exhaling, open, nice and slow. This side's nice and strong, it will stay. That's it. And let it become heavy. Light touch through the foot. Don't go too far. No rolling. Careful, you've gone a little bit far there. Just draw on the pubic bone a little bit. Great. When you're ready, light touch through the foot. Bring it back from the groin. Really deep up within the hip. Bring it all the back in slowly. Did you feel any juddering at all, Hayley? You did, yeah? So it's telling me already it's weak. So we're going to do it again, and eventually the juddering will stop. Okay, so nice and slow, but go slowly. Pubic bone, no arching. Exhaling, nice and slow, open it, sweetheart. No arching. This side's nice and strong, so there won't be any issue there, but you still don't want to roll. Keep the ribs connected. That knee and leg is heavy, pubic bone, just keep that a little bit without the pelvis rocking backwards. And bring it back from the groin, nice and slow, all the way in. Yeah, bit better. Yeah, and again for me. Nice and slow. Exhaling to go. If you need to, you can hold it, breathe in, let it become heavy before you exhale to bring it back. Or you can bring it back. Exhale and open. Exhale to open and then bring it back, just exhaling. And again. So now, as we do this, the juddering, hopefully, is beginning to stop. Yeah. So it's getting the message by recruiting the correct muscles so that it can effectively work. One last time. Nice and slow. Lovely. And then just bring it back. Great job. Okay. I'm going to ask you this time to place your fingers onto your hip bones, and you're going to just, on the right side, just gently push down on just below the hip bone, and then draw the fingertips towards you a little bit. Just feeling a bit of a stretch on the hip flexor on this side, okay? Staying nice and stable. We don't come off this towel, so careful. 20, 30, we're going to go into a leg slide. So as we exhale, Hayley, we're going to take the weight out of this foot. Keep the stretch on the hip flexor and hold it. No rolling, stay stable even, and now we're going to lengthen this leg away nice and slow, really stretching, pulling those fingers a little bit towards you. Can you feel the hip flexor stretching? Good. And now hold it, don't overdo it, but flex the foot gently and send the heel away. No arching, stretching that hip flexor. Wow. Put the heel down because we don't want to work the hip flexor, to bring that leg back, bending the knee. Okay, Hayley, you've got this, yeah? Okay, stretch it, even, and go again for me. Take the weight out, no arching, no rolling, off you go. Nice and slow, really stretching it. Yeah, I know. Okay, send the heel away. Oh, no arching, come on, stretch that hip flexor. Drop the heel down and bring it back. Okay, 3 more. Tough, yeah. Don't be too tough on the poor old hip flexor. We do it again. Nice and slow. Just so we're getting a bit of a lengthening. That's it. Staying even, good. And the heel goes down. otherwise we'll be working the hip flexor. Okay, too much. And one last time. No arching, keeping the weight even. Rich is doing brilliantly here. And we're gently letting the heel go away, not overly. And then we're going to put the heel down and bring it back. Brilliant work, well done. Bring the knees together for me. Okay. So this time, we're going to start to work alternately. You can keep the feet and knees hip width apart if you like, okay? But if you do Pilates and you're fairly strong, then we can do it this way. So we're bringing the knees together. I'm going to ask you to do the left one again. Remember, you've got to stay level and not arch. So the weight doesn't move and you don't arch through the pelvis. So nice and slow, exhaling 20, 30 reps, brilliant job. Lengthen your collarbone, chin, good. And when you're ready, exhaling, open this knee, nice and slow. Nice and slow, pubic bone still, keeping that grip without your pelvis rolling backwards. And hold it, lovely. And then bring it back from the groin. Okay, this time we're going to work the other side. Hayley, you are going to lift off. So you're going to have to go a lot slower because this pelvis is going to try and come off the floor. So pubic bone, when you're ready, keep that hand. You can use your fist if you need to. When you're ready, this one. Exhaling, nice and slow. Open it out. And the trick is to keep stable on this side. Yeah, tougher, isn't it? This one's fine, it's partying. Okay, well done. Let it become heavy, so you're challenging your ability to stay stable. Pubic bone, bring it back from the groin. And remember, I've cued the breathing. This side again. Remember, yeah, it's easier when you're opening this leg. Yeah. Nice and slow. Exhaling, lovely. Good. Fabulous. Yeah. And it's going a little bit further. Pubic bone, good. You're getting a better range of movement. And bring it back. Brilliant job. Yeah. And again on this side, remember this will try and lift off. You need to think about it. Yeah. Is it staying down a bit better now, Hayley? Pubic bone, good. Lengthening your tailbone away, don't lose it. And bring it back. Brilliant. Okay, so now what we're going to do is open both knees. Bear in mind, I want you to pick up whether this is lifting on the left. Okay, so pubic bone, 20, 30. Exhaling when you're ready, lengthening the tailbone away. Open the knees. Lovely. Hold it. You're keeping down on that side. Pubic bone, good work. Bring it back from the groin on both sides. Excellent job. And again, really working on that side. Pubic bone, lengthening the tailbone away. Good work. Collarbone lengthened. Heavy knees, light touch through the feet, bringing it back from the groin. I will do one more. Okay. Wow, yeah, you know? It's a bit more even, isn't it? Brilliant. Okay, so now we're going to go into hip row, but we're only going to go to the right, to the left. We're not going to get to the right because of the issues that you have. So, we're going to work through the hip joints first. So in a moment, her knees are going to initiate the movement to the left, and we're going to move her hip within the hip joint, the balls, in one direction. So 20, 30 ribs, eyes more on, and lengthen that collarbone. No tension there. Close the ribs, all the weight on the sacrum, and we want to have the hip bones level. So they are level there, good. So nice and slow, Hayley. Keep the pelvis dead still. The knees exhaling, initiate the movement to the left and stop. This foot on this side is glued to the other, they're zipped up. So this right foot is already beginning to peel off the mat because it's connected to the left. Hold it, got that? And now hold it, draw your pubic bone up gently, don't throw your pelvis backwards. Lengthen your tailbone, close your ribs. And now take it further peeling the buttock off. As you get to the waist, stop, hold it. We haven't dropped the foot, good work. And now hold it. Keep thinking of lengthening this side. Now I've just indicated to you that you shorten there. So keep an eye on it. Okay, hands go over the rib cage doesn't move. Keep lengthening here, pubic bone, tailbone, and then let it go nice and slow towards the bottom rib. But the rib cage does not come off. And when you get there, no shortening here. Sit in your high back chair, pubic bone, can you feel it? It wants to shorten. Let it become a dead weight. Rotate your head the other way, chin on the shaft. Collarbone lengthened and hold it there. Lovely. Keep lengthening the tailbone away. And now when you're ready, exhaling, pubic bone a little bit. Bring it back from this bottom rib. Light touch through the feet, guys. Brilliant. So you're going to go again. Segmented controlling. Hands over the pelvis. Working through the hip joint. Not dropping this foot. Keep the feet zipped together. Okay, pubic bone. Lengthen the tailbone. Ribs, 20, 30, knees, stop, buttocks don't peel off, and then pubic bone, lengthen the tailbone away, Hayley, close the ribs, and then take it further towards the waist, peeling this buttock off, no shortening, it wants to, work on it, keep it lengthened, close the ribs, pubic bone, tailbone, and then we're going to take it a little bit further, keep drawing that pubic bone up a little bit, you are lordotic, lengthening the tailbone away, keeping the ribs, and go to the bottom rib. When you're there, hold it, keep lengthening, fabulous, and now hold it, breathe in, lengthen your collarbone, the head rotation, and just hold it there. Okay, feet are together nicely, she's not lost it, and as you exhale, heavy legs, but light touch through the edge of the foot, bring it back from the bottom rib. Yay! One more, Hayley. Segmentally controlling, hands on the pelvis, joint by joint. Lovely. Okay, nice and slow through the hip joints. Feet staying together, edge of this foot. Lovely. Then draw the pubic bone up, lengthen the tailbone down, ribs, less is more now, no shortening. And then we're taking it towards the waist as we peel the buttock off. And then we're going to place our hands over the ribs, pubic bone, lengthen the tailbone down. If you don't do that and you go on auto, you'll lose it. Keep lengthening through this side, no shortening. Good. And hold it. Drawing the pubic bone up, lengthening the tailbone down. Feeling that lengthen here. Yeah, good. And that stretch through the other side. Yeah, it's tight. Okay, pubic bone, when you're ready, light touch through the feet. Bring it back from that bottom rib. And hold it there. Brilliant. So now when you're ready, hands over the ribs, double knee drops again. Pubic bone, open when you're ready. Exhaling, pubic bone, lengthen the tailbone away. Yeah, let them become heavy. Even on both sides. Remember, you come off on that left side. Lovely. And stop. Fabulous. Heavy, breathing in. And exhale, bring it back from the groin. Okay, brilliant job. One last time. Nice and slow. Lengthening your tailbone away. Lengthening through that side. Wow, well done. Okay. Perfect. Lovely. And bring it back. Great work. Okay. So, what I'm now going to ask you to do is just pelvic tilt again. So this time, hands on the pelvis, ribs closed, lengthening your tailbone away, feet and knees hip width apart, turn your heels out, then your toes out, lovely. Just bring them in a little bit, massaging you a bit. So when you're ready, the pelvis doesn't move, 20, 30, ribs closed, draw on the pubic bone, the pelvis does not move. Lengthen the tailbone away, hold it, close your ribs, drop the hip bones down and backwards, still holding on to that pubic bone. And now, nice and slow, drawing on the pubic bone and lengthening the tailbone away. Take it to the waist. And then we're going to close those ribs. Lovely. Put your hands over them if you like. Okay, and hold it. Now, when we bring it back, Hayley, I want you to be aware of the left side. The right side will come down quite easily. I want you to focus on feeling that left side coming down evenly. So focus on the left side as you lengthen and roll back down. Yeah, can you feel it? More conscious on that, drawing on the pubic bone. And one last time from neutral. Same thing, focusing all the time on the weakness on the left, drawing on the pubic bone, getting this side to work, dropping the hip bones down and backwards, as we've just done. We're just going to go to the waist and we're going to close the ribs, lengthen the tailbone away. Lovely. Fabulous. Light touch through the feet, so we're not using these global muscles, the hamstrings. And then again, we're going to massage gently into the mat to bring it back, but we're going to think about that left side. Focusing more on that, drawing on the pubic bone, working with your proprioception. It changes muscle memory. Brilliant work, well done. Okay, now we're going to ask you to come up into standing with me and have a look at where we are. Okay, thank you, Hayley. Right over to your side and just bring yourself up into standing. Lovely. And we're going to have a look at where we are. So now we're going to do a reassessment on Hayley's pelvis. Yeah? So as we look, what do you think, Hayley? Yeah. And the hip bones look. The ASIS are back. Yeah. Yes. We've done it. Okay. Guys, at Progress we do this all the time, and as soft tissue therapists we use this to underpin weaknesses. I haven't gone through the detailed anatomy, the muscles that I've been strengthening, all the joints that I've been manipulating. But if you are a qualified manual clinical remedial therapist or a qualified Pilates practitioner or instructor, please, if you're interested in learning from us some new skills, our training school has experienced and knowledgeable tutors that actually want to impart the knowledge, and we'd love to hear from you. If you are interested in Pilates training as an instructor or practitioner, then again, please look at our website and the details can be found there. Thank you, Hayley, for joining us today, and thank you, and I hope that you'll join us again for another session soon on something else. Bye.